Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson-Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, and welcome back. It's always lovely, refreshing to connect with you. I hope wherever you are today watching this video that you have opened yourself up. Opened yourself up to the possibilities of happiness in your life. And that is the perfect segue for our topic today, which is how happy people stay happy. If you have watched my channel for any amount of time, first of all, you know how I feel about chocolate. You know how I feel about the Cheesecake Factory. And a very close, not a distant, but a very close third on that list is happy people. I love, treasure, and value spending time with happy people, associating with happy people. And I'll tell you why. Some years ago, I read a beautiful article. It's called The Acquisition of Happiness. And people want to acquire all different types of things in their life. Some want cars, money, homes. I highly prize sense of peace, joy, and happiness. And this article very beautifully laid out a pathway to happiness. And it just simply stated, if you want to be happy, if you want to be happier, access more of these pockets of elevation in your life, be around happy. Be around happy. Environment plays a huge role in the people you associate with. That is part of your environment. And I can remember a point in my life, and I think most of you can relate to this. The more you elevate and the more you grow, your vibration literally changes. What you desire and what you crave will change. And I began to truly crave as much positivity, decency, genuineness in as many pockets of my life as I could stuff. And I will tell you, that was a prayer. And God sent me some amazing, beautiful, positive people to share my life with. The people who are on the interior of my life, I can honestly tell you that everyone is elevated and happy. That chosen, that sacred space that you let folks in. And as I have grown and evolved, I hope I will never stop learning and growing. But I must say, it's been the people. In as much as webinars, books, classes, what have you, all of those are important, but truly it's been the vibration of these people where I've learned the most. And I want to share with you today 3 stories from 3 friends of mine, earth angels is how I refer to them, that really demonstrate the power and what all happy people have in common. And I'm going to share the stories with you and see if you pick up on the trend. So the first story I want to share with you, a dear friend of mine, beautiful lady. Her husband just promptly announced he didn't want to be with her anymore. He wanted a divorce, laid it all on the table. He had met someone, and I think for anyone, by any intents and purpose, would be devastated by that kind of news. She really thought they were kind of trucking along. She knew she was happy. She thought he was happy. And I invited her out to lunch and just kind of, made myself available. I said, look, I'm here. If you need to talk, I don't know how you're feeling. I don't want to assume anything. And she shut me down. She shut me down, and I will never forget the moment. And she said to me, look, probably at this point, it may be affecting you more than it's affecting me. He does not want me anymore. He does not want me anymore. The only thing to discuss is what is on this lunch menu. That's it. I have to move on. And that was not her putting on a brave face. That was not her posturing. That was not her being guarded. She is truly a happy and joy-filled woman. That was her declaration. That was her declaration that I was happy before him, I was happy with him, and I'm going to be happy now after him. And I watched her just hit her stride, and she did exactly what she set out to do, what she had always been, is happy. And did you catch her declaration? He does not want me. A very basic statement. Second story that I want to share with you, another friend of mine, he lost his son. He lost his son. He had been sick for a very long time. And I thought for sure that there would just be a heavy, heavy grieving process, perhaps even the bottom dropping out. Again, this had been a joy-filled person, a happy person, a resilient person, as long as I knew him. Will never forget the day he said to me, this was after the funeral. I said, how you doing? How are things going? He said, listen, um, every day for the rest of my life, I'm going to miss my son's presence. He's not here anymore in the physical sense, and I will not degrade myself or his memory by walking around for the next few years sad and losing myself. He would want me to get up, to go jogging. He would want me to plan the family trip as I've always done. He would want that. That's it. And that's what I'm going to do. Again, are you picking up on a trend? We'll talk about that in just a second. And the third story that I want to share with you, many of my friends are at a distance, as often happens. People spread out, they get married. And a friend said, look, I'm going to be coming into town. Love it if we could just do some fun stuff, get together. So I said, sure, that's great. Picked her up from the airport, very long flight. Saw her, gave her a big hug, and I said, listen, we're just 10 minutes away from Manhattan. Whatever you want to do, I can get tickets, whatever you say. And she just looked at me very sincerely and she said, listen, all I want to do is pick up a sub sandwich. Let's just sit on a bench in a park and let's get caught up. And I'm like, are you sure? Because they're showing me right by the city. She said, listen, that's really all I want to do. We got some sub sandwiches. We sat out in that park for at least 8 hours, just a full day, happy, laughing, getting caught up, no fuss, no muss. And by now, I think you probably have caught the trend. How happy people stay happy. It is a powerful and yet profoundly simple pathway. And what they do is they simplify their thought process and their life process. They do not unnecessarily complicate uh, what they're going through or what they've been through, because a lot of people are hooked into the past. They very much simplify their thought and life process in a very elegant stream of understanding. It's not complicated. We make it complicated. That's not to say that happy people are simple-minded people. If you look at some of the most successful people, many of them, and it depends on how you equate success, because if you're monetarily successful and you don't have a smile on your face, I'm sorry, I don't count that, because all the success and hard work hasn't done a darn thing for you if you can't access your joy and happiness. So some of the most successful people on the planet, these people, they have just a simple frame of mind and frame of thought. And I have learned so much over the years through my associations with peaceful, calm, happy people. I no longer go hither and yon trying to figure it all out. What happened there? What happened there? Look, someone gets crazy, does something to hurt my feelings. Guess what? Simple mind frame. Hurt people, hurt people. Moving along. I get it. Hurt people, hurt people. I don't need to sit there and internalize it. And what did I do? What did they do? What are they thinking? I don't need to do that. Simple philosophy. Hurt people, hurt people. Let's move on. Okay. Someone leaves my life. There's a rejection that I have to deal with. A simple process. Man's rejection is God's protection. Next. Let's move on. So again, everyone has access to this. Simplify it, folks. I would reference a great video to watch after this one is my video called Overthinking Underwater. And you'll hear me talk about a man who had been severely abused by his father for many, many years. And he was in therapy. By the time he got to me, he had been in therapy for about 5 years trying to unravel this and figure it all out. And I said, listen, I'll work with you. It'll be very brief, because let me break this down for you. Your father, you spent all of this time, your father was simply a dark soul. And you had the unfortunate blessing, and I didn't mix up my words there. You had the unfortunate blessing to be born to him, because as you shared with me, of everything, all your accomplishments, you're most proud of the work you've done with your 3 children to this point. You're the kind of father you are because he was the kind of father he was. And what needs to happen now is, let's get to the zoo with those kids. Let's get some ice cream cones. Let's get the camper packed up, because you're missing it. You're wrapped up in this, overthinking it, trying to resolve it. You have analyzed it. You have picked it apart. You have complicated it. You have overcomplicated. The only thing left now is simple joy. Go on with your life. So again, it is a process. It's a way of making sense of the things that happened. It doesn't take you somewhere deep in the dark forest where you can barely get back. Folks, happy people simplify it. They simplify it in any way they can. They are not sitting, ruminating, internalizing, stewing and stuff. They take what they are given. Whatever they are given, there are streams of gratitude. They freed up a lot of energy. If they want more, they go for it to get more. But I'm telling you, the pathway to sustained happiness is to simplify it all, folks. The people want to walk away, let them walk. As my grandfather would say, let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you, because I'm going on. The hurts, the upset comes with the territory, moving right along. Get simple, get happy, and knock the ball out of the park. Thank you so much. I hope this made a difference for you. I will connect with you soon.